Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. My name is Mr. Dogboat333, and welcome back to Hearts 4, Kaiserreich, Poland. Now, last video, well, we're dealing with some political instability. What can I say? We went to investigate the church. We found out they had connections that we didn't like. We got rid of those connections, but unfortunately, people don't like us getting rid of those connections, and so our coalition partners with the social conservatives have pulled out. So we're now losing a lot of political power. Now, that should hopefully not matter for much longer. We'll have to struggle with it for another year. It's going to be a headache. But we'll have to figure something out. In a radio address today, the Colonel Adam Koch announced the creation of the Oboz Zagenia Norodvego, OZN, the Camp of National Unity. I should have just said that instead. The party is mostly formed out of conservative politicians, thinkers, and veterans. The manifesto is centered on General Rid Smigley, who has acted as the heir to Pilsudski's legacy. The OZN has declared their intent to support Rid Smigley's campaign to strengthen and militarize Poland to weather coming storms. The platform is essentially copied to the National Democrats, featuring anti-Semitic rhetoric of purification of Poland from foreign enemies and veneration of traditional Christian values. I should probably keep an eye on them. I don't want to use political power, but I probably should keep an eye on them. Let's go ahead. Probably should go. We'll go ahead and invest via labor boon. We can work with elites, which will strengthen the socialists and also give us political power. Tempting, tempting. Could strengthen the elites. It'll give us political power as well. I don't know. I think I will work with elites just real quick. Now that the king's closest advisors have been entrenched, they've begun to make further proposals to His Majesty, appointing an associate here, promoting a particular person there. In return for following their advice, they have taken great pains to guide the capital that might find its way to a kingdom. In return for giving the sign of industrials, come for a bureaucratic posting. Late last night, we caught a French spy named Pierre Mardet, probably, how you say that, trying to cross the southern border. His purpose was, as we expected, building contacts with Polish syndicalist. Mardet took part in the Congress of the Polish Socialist Party a few days ago, no doubt carrying instructions from Polish traders in Paris to stack the party's leadership with communist sympathizers instead of true long-abiding Poles. This kind of direct contact with Polish labor movement is extremely worrying, but as we have no proof of him actually influencing the PPS conference, there's little we can do legally besides punishing him for espionage. Punish him, but don't push it. I should be training up some more units, actually. I realize we're lacking a lot of infantry equipment, I notice. Try to get my usual divisions going. We're just lacking artillery. Are we building? We are building artillery. We're just struggling to build artillery. Gonna need some tungsten. We don't have much in the way of civilian factories. That's right. Let's refurbish the old Polish industrial section. We'll lose our civilian factories, but we'll eventually get one back. And it'll reduce our consumer goods, so that'll hopefully... I think that's going to be more effective. Damn. They had to do my boy hacking like that. Oh! That is very interesting. I did not see that coming. Yeah, huh. The Carlos are actually doing pretty well. I've seen the Confi come back from worse. I mean, the Kingdom is not gonna win anyway, so. Southeastern parts of Poland, such as deeply agrarian Lublin and Silesia voivodeships, have long been bastions of the Radical People's Party, and the frequent op-eds of peasant unrest. This so-called Malopolska, the lesser Poland, has been hit hard by economic hardship, which has escalated the already strong bitterness of unequal land ownership into full-blown resistance. The PSL has boldly taken up the mantle as defender of the peasants, building a cult of strong Polish peasants as the truest expression of Polishness. A few days ago, the PSL, along with some peasants' organizations, announced a number of marches and demonstrations in the countryside to pressure the government to see their plight. At this point, their posturing is hardly a break from the ordinary, but it's still highly disruptive to our economy. Let the fools demonstrate. It's really the socialists and the Republicans fighting at this point. Could organize some military. The general Jewish labor boom was formed in 1917 out of the ashes of the old Russian Empire, and have no doubt kept no small part of their past radicalism. Outwardly socialist and activist, the Bund is a very diverse party in Polish politics. The right is often branded as revolutionary degenerates, but they are not clearly in the syndicalist camp either. They're also generally anti-Zionist and seek cultural and social autonomy for the Jews in cooperation with other Polish liberal leftist parties. However, there are many radicals within their ranks, and persecuting and arresting these Jewish revolutionaries would be a statement that they would surely win us goodwill among the right. Well, you know what the National Democrats say about them. I'm just saying. 45%. I believe if we get 50% as soon as the Valkyrie breaks out, we just get coup and become socialist. From my understanding. That'll be very interesting to see how this goes. Let's see. Expansion of consumer industries. This is probably going to be a good one. Because I'll give us a consumer goods factor. Let's do it. While heavy industry of its own sounds impressive, it's worthwhile to remember that if there's no one to buy the product, it's a pointless endeavor. Therefore, we should also make sure that we do not forget to focus on expanding the light consumer goods sector as well. Increasing our population's ability to purchase goods will have a dual benefit to boosting economic growth, while also hopefully improving the average standard of living. It actually does remind me, I probably should change my consumer good law. Because I haven't had a chance to do it at all recently. Democracy prevails in the Philippines. That probably won't last for long before the Japanese step in. But it's nice while it lasted. While it lasts, rather. Do I want to investigate the unions? I might just investigate the unions. I'll investigate the unions. There are a number of Bund-affiliated trade unions that are members of the ZZZ, but in general, Bund does not endorse syndicalism. It goes for the more moderate line of the PSP. Investigation into the funding and the contacts of the Bund leadership have not revealed anything dramatic, but it has confirmed just how deeply intertwined the Bund is with the Polish left, and how important of a base it is for socialist activities, from the Social Democrats of our line syndicalists. Even without the political dimension, persecuting a major Jewish organization would carry serious consequences in even more polarized Polish politics. Whatever decision we make will give easy ammunition to the other side. They're one step away. One step away. They might literally just be one step away at this point. Hawaii's joined the Reich Pact. Interesting selection there, Hawaii. Vizardom's been restored. So-called left wing of the General Jewish Labor Bund is composed of a group of syndicalist trade unions affiliated with ZZZ and following the lead of the exiled Kazimierz Zakrzewski. Backed by the French Secret Service, they've been trying to grow their influence within the Bund and possibly bringing the party into the Third International and into the open opposition to the Polish monarchy. They've been mediocre at best in their attempts thus far, but the grave economic situation has made even more Jews sympathetic to their radical gospel. We could take a heavy-handed approach and outlaw the ZZZ-aligned Jewish unions, or play the long game by favoring cooperation with the moderate wing of the Bund, led by Victor Alter. These revolutionaries are a threat to Poland, dang it. Can't trust them. Because they're revolutionaries, not because of anything else. I need to be careful with what I say. Oh, fuck me. The situation in Leicester, Poland's escalated quickly after the PSL announced a nationwide peasant strike. The Peasants' Order Guard, the PSL's militia, take control of roads around Lublin, Silches, Sandomierz, and Chelm, stopping in deliveries of food into the cities. Reports state that many experienced strike organizers have traveled from far to join the PSL's struggle for the peasants' cause. The demands are outrageous, nothing less than the dismissal of a royal government, release of political prisoners, land reform and social welfare, even calls for ratification of the king. The protests quickly lost their peaceful nature as the peasants' militias started beating the government strike bearers and attacking their homes. Just try to negotiate with them. Well, this isn't going to do too much at this point. Do building slots and infrastructure, though. That is tempting. I think I'll do that. Expansion of the electrical grid. The multitude of benefits from electrification are a matter debated by none. This technology has existed in our city since the first electrical lighting was installed in Warsaw in 1880. While the sector has enjoyed steady growth since then, there are many in our nation who do not enjoy the benefits of electricity. As part of the modernizing of the economy, many are calling for a focused expansion of electricity across our nation, so that no town will be left in the darkness. It's rare for books to be released has become matters of national security, but Wojciech Zaleski's work, Polska bez Proletariatu, has raised many eyebrows across the country. Zaleski, co-founder of radical and ultranationalist ONR, is a rising star among the right, second only to Dobosnitsky himself. The gospel Zaleski is preaching is not pleasant for the supporters of the kingdom, as it calls for tearing down the corrupt system and building it anew, something that's neither capitalist nor syndicalist, but an entirely Polish idea. In ONR's ideal Poland, the nation will be ruled along lines of Catholic morals, without Jews, liberalism, or the troubles of capitalist robber barons or socialist depravity. We've banned the sales of this book, but there are plenty of underground prints and smuggling from the south that gladly spread the nationalist pedagogy to our kingdom. This ONR is starting to seem like a threat. Holy threat, Batman. Alright, let's do this one. The government has opened negotiations with the peasant committees and the PSL leaders. The starting situation feels hopeless as the protesters' demands are truly outrageous. After days of back and forth, some progress was made. The PSL leadership has agreed to drop some of the more radical claims, such as dismissal of government. Negotiators have managed to convince them of the need to compromise on land issue. We could stay true to our promises and take the betterment of the countryside as our priority, even if many of our wealthy upper-class supporters will not like it. Alternatively, we can simply stall the negotiations and send the cavalry to dispel the demonstrations. Fuck it. Fulfill some of their demands. Polish urban workers have traditionally been well organized and had a long history of resistance together the Polish Socialist Party. It's well known that the unions are a hotbed for socialists, but the government has been willing to tolerate them, so as long as they don't eat away support from more treasonous syndicalists and anarchists, whose leadership has been forced underground or in exile to France. Two of the largest organizations are the ZSZ and the ZZZ. The former has been mostly sidelined the more radical elements of its leadership, but the ZZ's leadership is full of revolutionaries, with their president Kazimierz Zakharevsky pulling the strings from Paris like a traitorous puppet master. The government's strategy has thus far been a reluctant peace with ZSZ, suppression of ZZZ, but something that we've been too lenient in the policy. Continue the lenience. We can't risk fucking around with anything at this point. Interesting. Also interesting. For having been the home of a large Jewish population since medieval times, Poland has had a poor track record in restraining anti-Semitic violence, especially during the times of crisis, like during the tumultuous years of 1917 to 1919. Jews were blamed for many issues such as famine and poverty. It's been the National Democrats' rallying cry since that time immemorial. The Jews are to blame for Poland's suffering, that they are enemies to Polish and to Catholic culture. For the right, Jews are portrayed as a foreign element, a pro-German cancer festering in the hearts of Poland. And for the left, they are portrayed as a capitalist and the bourgeois, strangling the Polish peasants and workers with their unearned wealth. And many do believe these words. Incidents like the raid on Mysłaniki or seemingly random pogroms are commonplace in Poland, and more often than not, the police and the courts share this mindset. During the past months, there's been another major wave of violence against the Jews, prompted by highly publicized accusations towards the Bund in major newspapers. Jewish businesses were attacked in Lodz, and a Jewish teacher was beaten to death in Radom, to mention only the most recent incidents. The police have been slow to react to these events. Nothing new under the sun, unfortunately. Left link. Let them enjoy it. Dutch love their elections. The Moscow Accord. Ooh, Russia's decade-long slump has ended, and now the Russians are rebuilding. Already, they raised claims over the former imperialist territories, and Eastern European states are surely going to be one of their targets. To make sure the Russian threat is contained in Eastern European states can defend their sovereignty, leaders and generals of the Ustaten gathered together in Riga to discuss a program of mutual cooperation. Joint Military Defense Fund has been established, and the UBD has been entrusted with managing it to fund the region's joint defense ventures. Oh, great. Let me find this. Russian Empire is resurgent, and the security of Eastern European region is threatened. When the Second Valkyrie begins, we'll have to brace ourselves against the Russian storm. Unless we work together, we'll be picked off one by one. After the Russian Empire activates its foreign policy tree, all Eastern members of the Reich Pact unlock the ability to pull resources and distribute them between their member states to eliminate any weak links. The country is responsible for distributing the joint resource pool, can invest in its fellow member states to build fortifications, raise divisions, and provide beneficial national spirits. This is actually really cool. Wow. That is neat. I like that a lot. Yeah, we'll sign up, I guess. Probably shouldn't be doing that if I'm not staying. But we might get some stuff out of it, potentially. So we'll play the game a little bit. Fuck, what do I want to do? I'll select a focus real quick. Should probably work on some more army stuff. Shouldn't we? We'll do structural reorganizations. To begin reforming our armed forces, we must first attack the fundamental structure which makes them up. By standardizing and updating the administrative and combat command structures of our military, we can lay the seeds for future growth and expansion, confident that the inefficiencies and irregularities have been wiped away. Although we should be so confident, that is, I guess, to be determined. But we'll just wait and see, won't we? Well, that's it for now, my friends. Thank you as always for watching. If you like this video, leave a like. If not, feel free to dislike. If you have any comments, feedback, concerns, leave a comment section below. I read all comments again. Appreciate any feedback you might have for me. If you want to keep up to date with my uploads, I do them weekdays as well as occasionally Saturdays. Hit the sub button. Even hit the notification bell if you really want to keep up to date. Check out my various links down in the description box below. And, yeah. That's about it for now, my friends. My name has been Mr. Dogbot333. I thank you as always for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye now.